Ever tried making a pattern in Procreate only to realize it doesn't tile seamlessly? It's frustrating, right? My name is Esther Nariyoshi. I'm a professional illustrator and digital brush maker. In this video, I will show you the easiest way to make a perfect seamless pattern that looks like this. No guesswork, no distortion, just smooth, repeatable professional design. Let's fire up Procreate and make your first perfect seamless pattern. Here we are in Procreate. Tap on the plus sign on the upper right hand corner and then tap on the new canvas icon. Remember, your canvas does not have to be a square. So I'm going to go with 4000 pixels by 3000 pixels with the DPI set as 300 and then hit create. This will give us a new canvas. Instead of using a brush, I'm going to use the selection tool to create a grid. So make sure your rectangle and color fill is selected. And then from there, I'm just going to draw 4 vertical bars. Don't worry about the spacing. It doesn't have to be perfect for this particular pattern. And from there, you can hit the transform tool if you need any adjustment. For the horizontal bar, you can either create a new layer and do the exactly same thing, or you can duplicate the existing layer by swiping left and hit duplicate. And then from there, hit the transform icon, which is on the upper left-hand corner, and select rotate 45. Now you have a simple grid. I'm going to keep the transform selected and hit the freeform. From there, I can stretch my bars left to right. In this way, I don't have to keep the original ratio. And you can use the pinch gesture to adjust the placement and scale. And once you are happy, let's go back to the layers panel. And we want to tap on the N icon on the top layer and then change the blending mode to multiply. And I will also tap on the top layer to merge it down. Now is a good time to check the balance of your basic structure. I have created a free tool that you can use for this purpose. So pull out your browser. I'm using Chrome. Type professionaldigitalbrushes.com/pattern. And then I'm going to stack my Chrome next to Procreate so that I can have the two apps side by side. I'm going to just drag my layer onto my browser. So from there, you can adjust the scale with the slider, and you will be able to tell if there's any imbalance on your pattern. I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing, so I'm going to jump back right to Procreate. But if you need any adjustment, just use 2-finger tap on your canvas, and then this will uncombine the 2 layers, which will allow you to make any adjustments if you need. I'm going to redo to keep my layers combined. So use 3 fingers to tap on screen to redo. There you go. Now I have 1 layer to work with. And from here, I want to create a background color first. So create a new layer. And then I'm going to choose white. So tap on white and then just color it. And then I'm going to rearrange the layer so the background stays at the bottom of my pattern. Just drag and tuck it under. For the next step, I'm going to recolor all the dark purples into white. So we have this faux checkerboard kind of pattern. Make sure the white is my active color or whatever background color that you have chosen. And you can drop the active color to the dark purples, but don't lift your pen because you can slide it left or right to change the threshold. Now we have made ourselves an irregular checkerboard pattern. For the next step, we're ready to wiggle. So tap on the adjustments and go all the way down, second to last. Click on Liquify. We're going to mainly use the push function. So hit push and adjust the size. Make sure you have the distortion set to 0. In that way, we don't have a lot of unnecessary noises. So I'm just going to use push to mainly work on the middle part of our canvas. I'm careful not getting too close to the edge when I push because we're going to work on that part later. Right now, I'm just looking at the belly section of our canvas. And you can also use expand and pinch. This will give us similar effect. Play to your heart's content, and then we're going to go to the next step. Let's go back to our layers panel. This time we're going to duplicate this layer again and hit the transform. And we're going to scooch one of the layers to the left. Make sure you have the snapping turned on. This will help us to move only horizontally or vertically. And then we're going to select the other layer, scooch it to the right until it snaps, exposing the edges where we did not touch with the Liquify tool earlier. So now we can take out the Liquify tool to play with the middle portion. I'm going to combine these two layers to make sure we're literally on the same page. Tap on adjustment and then hit Liquify. Just like the previous step, now we can play with the belly portion of our pattern. So use the push tool to make sure things are looking nice. Again, I'm only changing the belly portion of my pattern so that the left edge still connects seamlessly with the right edge. Now duplicate this layer and let's work on the horizontal level. So move one of the layers up, make sure the snapping is turned on, and move the other one down. You stop when the two layers perfectly snap. We have a small problem. Our edges don't match. It's an easy fix. Just before you merge the layers, use the Liquify tool to gently push it so that both layers connect. So work along the edges until you have fixed all the discrepancies. You may need to adjust the size of your Liquify tool, momentum, or pressure to make sure it makes sense for your particular canvas size. So I'm just gonna work along these grids until everything connects. And once they do, you can merge these two layers together. Just like what we did before, we're gonna use the Liquify tool again to make sure the middle line doesn't stay too straight, so it has a bit of organic flow around its neighbors. To avoid mismatched edges, we want to stay roughly in the middle, so our edge will still connect. The top connects to the bottom, and the left connects to the right. This is only one pattern tile. I don't see the whole picture, so I'm going to pull out my pattern tester to see a smaller scale version of my pattern. So I'm going to just drag and drop it to the browser, and you can adjust the scale to see if you have the right visual balance to your liking. I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing, so I'm going to go back and add some decorative elements. I'm going to start with a new layer by tapping on the plus, and then I'm going to start drawing from there. I will choose one of my liner brushes I have in the shop. It looks pretty smooth from a distance, but when you look close, it also doesn't lose all the fuzzy textures. So I like that for this particular purpose. I will also leave a link below so you can check it out. I'm just going to repeat the same step around the canvas so that I have some organic flowers to decorate the grid here and there. If you like, you can use different colors. I'm going to keep it same for now because I can always color drop it later. So far, I have kept up a pretty good pace for this tutorial. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to drop me a comment. If you have enjoyed this video so far, please give me a like. This will help others to find it as well. I'm done drawing flowers. I'm going to duplicate the flower layer and then merge the bottom flower layer with the original pattern so that I can run a quick test to see if my flowers are doing okay in terms of composition. And once you like what you're seeing, you can hit the download preview, which will take you to a new page where you can either save the pattern preview or print it out right from there if it's connected to Wi-Fi. If you want to mix things up, you're welcome to change the colors of these little petals. So I'm going to just pop it in using the color drop tool for my last step. All right, we have a pattern. It's a pretty packed 10 minutes. Feel free to go back to wherever that you need more time. If you're interested in checking out my brushes and classes, you can find all that delicious links in the description. And I will see you in the next video.